Regé-Jean Page finally breaks silence on returning to Bridgerton and addresses James Bond speculation. Regé-Jean Page has recently opened up about the possibility of returning to Bridgerton in a new interview, putting to rest years of fan speculation about whether he would reprise his beloved role as Simon Basset, the Duke of Hastings. The actor, who is currently promoting his upcoming movie Black Bag, spoke candidly about his future with the Netflix period drama and his thoughts on taking over the iconic James Bond role. Regé-Jean Page's thoughts on returning to Bridgerton. In a recent conversation with Entertainment Tonight, Page, 37, was asked about the possibility of making a grand return to Bridgerton to conclude Simon Basset's storyline. Fans have long hoped that Page would return to the show, especially after his character was absent from the second and third seasons despite remaining a central figure in the hearts of viewers. Page revealed that while he remains supportive of the show and its success, he feels his time as the Duke of Hastings has come to a natural conclusion. "I'm very happy to support everyone who's in the show," said Page. "Everyone's finding fantastic success both with the show and their personal projects, and I'm just super happy to say that." Page's words suggest that while he holds fond memories of his time on the show, he's ready to leave Simon's story behind. The actor's portrayal of the Duke of Hastings was central to the massive success of the show's first season, which captivated global audiences and made Bridgerton one of Netflix's biggest hits. The chemistry between Page and Phoebe Dynevor, who played Daphne Bridgerton, was one of the defining aspects of the series. Their on-screen romance was so compelling that it sparked an explosion of fan theories and speculation about whether Simon would return for a dramatic finale or a cameo in future seasons. However, Page's recent comments seem to indicate that he's satisfied with how Simon's story wrapped up in Season 1 and is happy to focus on new creative ventures. The legacy of Regé-Jean Page in Bridgerton. Page's breakout role as Simon Basset in Bridgerton's first season elevated him to international stardom almost overnight. His nuanced performance as the brooding yet emotionally vulnerable Duke made him an instant fan favorite. Simon's journey from a guarded bachelor determined never to marry to a devoted husband and father resonated deeply with audiences. Page's departure from the show after the first season surprised many fans, but the actor has maintained that Simon's story had reached a satisfying conclusion. "Simon was always meant to have a one-season arc," Page explained in previous interviews. "It's a one-season arc, it has a beginning, middle, and end, give us a year." Despite his departure, Page's influence on the Bridgerton universe remains palpable. His performance helped establish the show's tone and emotional depth, contributing to the massive cultural phenomenon that Bridgerton became. The first season shattered Netflix records, with over 82 million households tuning in within the first 28 days of its release. Addressing the James Bond rumors. In addition to questions about Bridgerton, Page was also asked about the ongoing rumors that he's being considered to take over the role of James Bond. Following Daniel Craig's departure from the franchise after No Time to Die 2021, speculation about the next Bond has been rampant. Page's name has consistently appeared on fan and critic shortlists as a top contender to become the next 007. When asked about the Bond rumors, Page remained diplomatic but didn't entirely rule out the possibility. "It's not something I've thought about very much," he said with a smile. "Right now, I'm focused on the projects I'm working on. That's where my head is." Page's poise and charm have made him a natural fit for the role in the eyes of many fans. His performances in both Bridgerton and action films like The Grey Man have demonstrated his versatility as an actor, fueling speculation that he could easily transition into the world of espionage and action. Despite his modest response, the rumors are unlikely to die down anytime soon. Producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson have emphasized that the next Bond will likely be someone who can carry the franchise for at least a decade, a description that fits Page's age and rising star power perfectly. Page's expanding career beyond Bridgerton. Since his departure from Bridgerton, Page has been steadily building an impressive filmography. In 2022, he appeared in Netflix's The Grey Man, directed by the Russo brothers. The high-octane spy thriller saw Page portraying the morally complex antagonist Denny Carmichael, opposite Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Ana de Armas. Page's performance in The Grey Man drew praise for its intensity and depth, showcasing his ability to portray layered characters beyond romantic leads. In 2023, Page took on the fantasy genre, starring in Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves alongside Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, Sophia Lillis, and Hugh Grant. The film, which balanced humor and action, allowed Page to display his comedic timing and action hero potential. "It was a blast working on Dungeons & Dragons," Page said in an interview. It was a fun, collaborative set and getting to work with that cast was incredible. His upcoming role in Black Bag. Page's latest project, Black Bag, marks a significant step in his career as he teams up with acclaimed director Steven Soderbergh. The spy thriller written by David Lepp features a star-studded cast including Cate Blanchett, Marissa Abela, Tom Burke, Naomi Harris, and former James Bond actor Pierce Brosnan. While details about the plot remain tightly under wraps, Black Bag is rumored to center around a high-stakes international espionage operation. Page's involvement in a major Soderbergh project signals his growing influence in Hollywood and his ability to secure roles in critically ambitious films. Steven Soderbergh is a visionary, Page said. Working with him has been a dream. The cast is phenomenal and I think audiences are going to love this one. The inclusion of Pierce Brosnan, a former James Bond, in the cast of Black Bag has only intensified speculation about Page's future with the 007 franchise. What's next for Regé-Jean Page? With a slate of diverse projects under his belt, Page appears to be carefully curating his career to avoid being typecast. His transition from romantic lead to action and drama star reflects his range as an actor and his strategic approach to career longevity. Fans may still hold out hope for a surprise Bridgerton cameo, but Page seems content to let Simon Basset's story remain a cherished memory rather than a revisited arc. As for Bond, while Page's measured response leaves the door open, his current focus remains on expanding his artistic horizons. "I'm just happy to be working with such amazing people and telling stories that resonate with audiences," Page said. Whether or not he dons the iconic tuxedo and martini glass, Regé-Jean Page has already established himself as one of Hollywood's most promising talents. With Black Bag on the horizon and his rising star power, it's clear that Page's best performances are still ahead of him.